Okay, in example one, we're going to now subtract. And if you remember correctly on how to subtract, when I have minus a negative, I actually want to change this to adding, or add a line and change the sign. I'm going to want to change it to adding. But again, we can estimate also first. So this is really close to just -4 because that's not much more, but this one's really close to a -1. So -4 minus a -1, actually, if like add a line and change the sign, would be -3. So we're going to do that. We're going to add a line and change the signs. We got 4 and 1/7 plus 6/7 instead of minus the negative. And then we're going to change this to an improper fraction. And if you remember how to do that, you take 7 times 4 is 28, because 28 sevenths is 4 wholes. So 28 plus the 1 whole, or one other piece, is 29 sevenths, and it stays negative, plus 6/7. So now remember, we have a negative and we have a positive. So when we have one of each, we actually subtract and give it the bigger sign. So 29 is bigger than 6. Our answer will be negative. And when we subtract, we get negative 29 plus 6 is negative 23 over 7. It is improper now, so we usually do not leave it improper. We'll say how many sevens in 23, which is 3 for 21. 22, 23 is 2 left over out of 7. So this is rewritten as -3 and 2/7 for the final answer. So the difference is -3 and 2/7. So I'm going to have one more example to show you before you can try some on your own. This one's just going to be a decimal. And with decimal, again, you can always add the opposite, or this is merely subtraction from when you were a kid. However, you're going to notice that the second number is larger, so sometimes they still take subtraction and add a line and change the sign. So if you add a line, you're making an addition, and you change the sign to negative. So now I've got a negative and a positive, which means we're actually going to subtract and give it the bigger sign. So notice that the negative is going to be bigger this time. In this instance, you're going to realize that 12 is smaller than 21, so you still have to be negative, and it is subtraction, so you still subtract. So here we're going to do a subtraction problem. You're going to line up the decimals. You're going to put 12 underneath here, 0.8. And of course, you're going to do your normal subtraction, and you'll end up with -8.8 because this is larger. So the difference is -8.8. If you think you understand this now, you can hit next to try some on your own.